Well, I mean, pre-recording live in front of a studio audience of two stuffed animals is like, huh? Three? What do you mean three? Are you telling... What? There's a bear behind us? A Canadian bear! Ah! Hey, look. It's a... No, that's Doomcock. That's Jay, the Canadian bear. Drunk 3PO. Yeah. Welcome to the studio audience and the production team. Live, pre-recorded live before a studio audience of stuffed animals from our Boston studios. We bring you the Comics Coffee Table. Thank you. Welcome back. Once again, it is time for the Comics Coffee Table. Pull up a chair, grab a cuppa, and kick up your heels. Grab a snack. We're going to take a break. We're going to leave the real world over there. We're going to come to the coffee table and hang out for a couple of minutes and talk about comic books. Because that's what we do every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. You can set your clocks to it. Ooh, that's good. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. This year, the focus of the show is to rebag, reboard, and rebox my entire comic book collection. I think I got about 7 long boxes all together, and they need love, and they need some new supplies. So, while I'm doing this, I'm going to be using these 2 books. These were given to me by my parents for Christmas. Therefore, this season is dedicated to my parents. I love you guys. Thank you very much. How to Grade Comics, the Overstreet Price Guide Way, and the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide. Yeah. Did I just say that? Yeah, whatever, dude. I just go with it. But these 2 books have been so informative. The point of this show is to educate ourselves and to give ourselves an excuse to take a few minutes in our day, every day, and just talk about comic books, something that we love, something that's brought us all here together. And one of the missions of this show is that while I'm reboxing, reboarding, and rebagging my entire collection, I want to spread the awareness to you to perhaps not use your online supply chain that will deliver to your door. And that will deliver to your door and come with a free TV station and everything. But your mom and pop shop need it. The brick and mortar local comic book shop needs your patronage. And when they're gone, they're gone. I mean, look at record stores, candy stores, like the toy stores and malls. I mean, where did those go? I mean, where did the Borders books go? I mean, when these stores close, I mean, that's kind of like the end of that experience. I mean, there will always be some kind of boutique comic book shop, I think. And but the direct market as we know it is changing. Floppies as we know it. Floppies being these monthly publications of these familiar stories that, you know, we come back to month after month and year after year and have this collected data, this lore, this continuity, this canon that is the glue of so many fandoms, and makes it, worthwhile to be part of. And thank you so much for coming here today. This show is for learning purposes only. I say this to cover my ass. I hope you know that. I don't want anyone to, hey, Sully said this was worth $8, so you better pay up. No, don't work like that. No. If you have any legit questions about the value or condition of your comic books, I suggest you stop, drop, and get to your local comic book shop while you're buying new supplies, such as short boxes, long boxes, comic book bags, and acid-free backing boards. Ask them what's the best source and way to get your comics valued. Here, we do this show for entertainment purposes only. It's to educate ourselves, to have fun. We're gonna have fun. We're doing this, and I'm learning so much, especially about perhaps going forward being a more educated shopper of these Bronze Age babies that I love, or Silver Age or Copper Age books, and to be like, hey, look at all those, look at that spine. Yeah, I don't think this is worth $12. I'll give you 9 for it. I mean, let's see if that's still out there. Awesome. Thank you so very much. I hope that you are clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. I like to say that also the coffee table is traditionally where my friends and I would hang out, we'd shoot the shit, and there would always be a stack of movies, a stack of music, and a stack of books, and more than likely a stack of comic books involved in that. We're all trying to get each other to read each other's stack, and it was always a fun time. And the coffee table was the fulcrum of that society. Sláinte, cheers to your coffee table, to you and your circle of friends. And this coffee table here reminds me of that experience. So thank you for being part of that. I really appreciate that. I'm blessed. And grateful. Well, cool. Well, let's get to it. Let's get some supplies. Open up this box. I like to keep one box as like a holding the supplies and as a model to what we have. But also, when I need to, I have another short box to just boom, assemble real quick. And I'll always show you how to assemble it. Why not? I remember it came back to me. Not quickly, but not slowly either. It was just a little bit of like oh, I remember now. Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. And so there's a way to unfold that box into this dimensionality that holds volume and has and it has weight and can bear weight. Interesting. Science! I love science. And so yeah, let's get some boards. We might not even have to rebag these. I mean, these, unless these are Mylars. I don't know. Will I need them? Let's just do it anyway, because that's what we're doing. We're bagging, we're boarding, we're boxing, and we're valuing. And we're going to get a ballpark kind of figure of like, how much is my comic collection really worth? Well, I mean, do you have that same question? So play along at home and chime in and let us know. So I have here a stack of New 52. I guess I nibbled on the New 52 more than I thought. I used to have the entire Batman run. I had the first few trade paperbacks. The first 2 were in hardcover. They got softcover after that. And then it led into the monthly floppies. And so I got onto Batman late. But I did start off with, we've already covered ad nauseum, Action Comics numbers 0 through 18 by Grant Morrison and Rags Morales. And this as well, The Flash, number 1. Holding the Line at $2.99, a 20-page action adventure tale. This was written and drawn by Francis Manapul, and this is the redesign of Barry's costume. This is a Barry Allen Flash. This is directly after the Flashpoint event, which reset the time and the universe, and now all the uniforms have speed lines and no underwear. As my friend Fatal J calls them, the red drawers. Superman doesn't need his red drawers. And they'll say, no. He needs his red trunks. But we go back and forth. He's a wonderful man. Love him. But this and these were the second wave. You can see also by the Maker's Mark, they had changed the brand logo. So yeah, let's just, and this is, I loved the original Earth 2. So I thought this was a really interesting direction. So we're just going to peek into this, written by James Robinson, art by Nicola Scott, and then it eventually became Earth 2 Society. And Earth 2 in the new local multiverse of the post Infinite Crisis of the restored 52 Earths of our local multiverse, which after this past year's Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths has returned to Infinite Earths and not just 52 Earths in a local multiverse. Now there is an omniverse where all is possible. Yeah, something like that. But this Earth 2, there was an Earth 2 that resembled more of that World War II classic Gold Age look. Ah, we're dropping funny books. Don't drop the funny books, they're precious. And also, not just, but spinning out of from Earth 2 comes World's Finest. And notice the worlds is in plural instead of the Now, I like that. I like grammar. Okay? Usually it's World's Finest, where it's D apostrophe S, and meaning like this World's Finest, being Batman and Superman. No. This is World's Finest. So it's the best on both worlds. And we have the former Supergirl and the former Robin of Earth 2. This being Kara Zor-El, also known as Power Girl, and Helena Wayne, who traditionally grows up in Earth 2 as the daughter of Catwoman and Bruce Wayne, and becomes Huntress after the murder of Batman. Well, on this Earth 2 that began in 2011, Robin was Helena Wayne, and I love that. I love Helena Wayne's Robin outfit. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Robin alternates. I just love. I grew up Robin. I mean, I have a whole video of me dressed up in my Robin cosplay when the whole thing began about Tim Drake, being part of the Alphabet community. I'm taking a pro Tim stance on this, and not the outrage stance. So there's that. So I'm gonna put that in the end of the video. You can see that and see me, and let me know what you think of my Robin cosplay. I mean, I try putting that out on Twitter every once in a while, and every time the Tim argument comes up, I'll use that as a kind of like, hey, I feel differently. I don't care. He's my kid brother. I grew up Robin. He's a Robin. I loved him. I mean, I love him whoever he is, and whomever he's with. And but no one talks about my cosplay. I mean, that was supposed to have been my 2018 Boston Comic Con cosplay, and then Tom King had to go and write Heroes in Crisis, and then I was off the sauce for until last summer, and Flash, Jeremy Adams, and the Dark Crisis, and the Comics Aficionados, and then now comes World's Finest, again, World's apostrophe S Finest, Batman, Superman, and coming soon it's Green Lantern and Shazam, and there's Doom Patrol by Chris Burnham. But I mean, yes, I got plans to be buying DC comic books coming all year long, returning to my local comic book shop and getting these floppies. So there will be a slew of new issues number 1. I have here in this new 52 stack 4 issues number 1. We're going to check out a decade later how those have fared. 3 of them have kept their cover price at issues 1. And one of them, if it kept in a better state, would have been worth a few times more than its cover price. Let's get to it. Let's start with The Flash, issue 1. All right. The Flash, new DC, new 52, November 2011. It goes to issue 52. Yes, and then came Rebirth in 2016, and the original cover art. If this was a 9.2, it would be worth $10. That's pretty decent. It's if it's a 9.0, it's worth $8. If it's an 8.0, a very fine, it would be worth $6. If it was a fine grade of a 6.0, it would be worth $4. And if it was a very good, a 4.0, it retained its cover price. All right, we got the bell. I gotta get the bell. I am listening to the live chat. I see you. Ding! I need one of those. I need a bell. I gotta order one. They're pretty inexpensive. Maybe for March, we'll start with a bell. I mean, I have to run it past Pika, who's the executive producer, and then I gotta run it past Drinker, who's like he runs the boom mic and the camera. And I don't know. Do I have to ask you anything, Canadian Bear? He's just there to make the show look better and to cast the positive vibe of Canadian Bearness to all of us, you know? And I know I will read your show notes every time. Let's look. Here you are flopping around this floppy. But bad. No. It's well read. It's well loved. I mean, seriously. I tried to like this. They went in a weird direction. I mean, there was a new Reverse Flash in this like red, black, fiery kind of thing that ended up being John West, like Wally's dad, but it was a new Wallace West, and this is how they came up with the syzygy with the show when they race swapped Iris West, and they made the Wests an African American family who raised Barry, his foster family, and so that's where Wally. How is there two Wally Wests? Well, it began with the idea of corporate syzygy. You had this idea to modernize the TV show for the broader audience, which really worked too, by the way, too. I mean, Flash has been, it started as the Arrowverse, but it really should be the Flashverse, in my humble opinion. I think Arrowverse is, I know Arrow came first, but Flash was a better show, and in my humble opinion. The conversation continues in the live chat and in the comment section, so keep those comments coming. But yeah, we got dings. Let's bring up that bell. Ring that bell. Oh my goodness. It's like Shecky's Chuckle Hut. You're cracking me up. Look at all those cracks on that spine. Step on the crack and you break some mother's back. I don't want to say anything bad about moms. I love my mama. Come on, focus. Like the water boy. I love my mama. I do. Yeah, we got dings in the corners. We've got some just like Bimbax residue or something just sticking onto the. There we go. See, like what the is that? And look, see those dimples? So we got some ruffle there, crumple. But the pages are pristine. I mean, there we go. All the new 52s. Superman without red trunks. It looks weird, especially without the yellow belt too. And like all those now it's Kryptonian armor, but still that's George Perez art. So I mean, like. What can you do? So this would be worth $10 if I had only boarded it and correctly bagged this upon, we can see the cracks more better on the video game ad on the back. Oh yeah, look at those cracks. There's a little bit of a ding on that corner. You can see that. But yeah, check out that. It's a video game ad. So, we have a new bag. We have a new board. And I wonder what the value of this would be. I'll say it could be about a 6 at least. I'd ask for $6 for this. Why not? Would you? I mean, like, if you're looking for Flash #1, talk to me. Let me know in the chat. Hit me up, bro. So yeah, there we go. We have bagged, boarded, and we will box. And that's Flash #1 from the new 52. Moving on to Earth 2. Oh gosh, and then Convergence happened, and then the original Earth 2 got blown up, and then there was this huge like galactical-like space trek full of loaded with superhumans and civilian refugees that found a new home on a different planet, and that became the Earth 2. But it was orbiting a binary star, a red and a yellow star, so that means Superman and Power Girl's powers only worked intermittently and stuff. At least it was kind of interesting. But no, I totally passed on it. I mean, it appears that I only bought the first 2 issues of Earth 2. And this was really interesting because what did we do all last year? We talked about the golden age of DC Comics. The golden age of DC Comics historically will become Earth 2 by the Silver Age. And so it begins. And so this Earth 2 is slightly based on, of course, the Golden Age Earth 2. Of course. I mean, all of those characters are there. They're just given a revamp. I mean, I like Superman alternate costumes. I really do. This is a really great design. Superman, Wonder Woman, and this really interesting Batman design. But that's, Bruce. That's Clark, and that's Diana. And Apocalypse attacks. Darkseid's Apocalypse. Kind of like, what would later be on... kind of like what was going on in Jeff Johns' Justice League, which opened up the New 52. And which is a story plot point that kind of migrated along, up into the DC Extended Universe, which is pretty much the story of Justice League, both Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon's. It's just with the Zack Snyder, we get Darkseid himself, but Apocalypse attacks Earth and is pretty much succeeds in a way. They get beaten back, but Earth is left horribly scarred, and the Trinity gets killed. And during it, there's a boom tube that Supergirl and Robin flying her Nightwing get sucked into, and they end up on Earth 0. Not Earth 1. They end up on Earth 0. Earth 0 is the prime continuity Earth. Why not Earth 1, Sully? That's like, isn't that supposed to be Earth 1? No. Earth 1 was a completely different publishing initiative. It was its own line of original graphic novels. There was Batman Earth 1 by Jeff Johns. There was Superman Earth 1, J. Michael Straczynski with incredible art by Shane Davis. There was Wonder Woman Earth 1, which I'm interested in still picking up in hindsight, with Grant Morrison and art by Yannick Paquette, who was going to be at Wicked Boston Con. What a great time to pick that up. Maybe I can get the artist to sign this book. There's a Green Lantern Earth 1. They're using production stills, like some of the art, the cover art from that, to advertise the upcoming Lanterns HBO TV show. And but yeah, this is interesting. So the Trinity dies, and then years later, there's a second invasion by Apocalypse. So now comes the second generation of superheroes to pick up where they left off. Jay Garrick becomes Flash. Alan Scott becomes Green Lantern. Then we have like Hawkgirl. We have Red Tornado. We find a new Superman. There is a Kryptonian living in captivity, underground, and his name is Val Zod, and he is released to save the day. Eventually, Kara Zor-El will come back to Earth 2, and she becomes. I love this design of Power Girl. It really fulfills me lifelong, being like she's come full circle. She's put she's wearing the House of El and the family crest, while Val Zod uses the family crest as the Kryptonian word for hope, and to carry on through the tradition of Superman. And I absolutely love the design of Val Zod's outfit, that tone of blue, the flipping. You've seen time and time again our very own Super Ohm. I mean, that's an inverted color scheme using the same kind of iconic pattern and the same iconic colors, but it's its own thing. It's not quite the Superman logo, but look at those colors. I mean, there's no yellow in this design, But the silver, the red, I mean, this all works. It's a really awesome looking outfit. I love Valzad's Superman look. Do you have a favorite Superman alternate? I mean, they're out there, huh? Oh, and by the way, this Batman is Dick Grayson. Yeah, New Gotham. This is on New Earth 2, so this happens post-Convergence. And these comic books are all worth their cover price, just to let you know. That's, yeah, so it gets a little... I obviously came aboard for 4 whole issues to see what this was about. But that is Dick Grayson Batman. On this Earth 2 here. Oh, they don't have a Valzad. We'll find him. We will. And thank you so very much for tuning in today. We've been talking about comic books, haven't we? And we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. That's right. Tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. We talk about food. We talk about spirituality. And we talk about bunnies in the morning. And also, if there are planets in the early sky, I will point them out to you. Like, hey, look, that's the planet Mars. Check it out. You can count on me. Thank you so very much. Thank you for coming to the Comics Coffee Table. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.